The Curse of Oak Island Season 12, Episode 14, Money Pit Excavation takes a dangerous turn. The relentless search for treasure continues on the Curse of Oak Island as the Lagina brothers and their dedicated team push deeper into the mysteries surrounding the infamous Money Pit. In Season 12, Episode 14, Sinking In, the crew takes major steps forward in their excavation efforts while facing unexpected dangers. Each dig recovers wooden artifacts that may provide clues about the original tunnel structure. Meanwhile, investigations in the northern swamp led to the discovery of intriguing pottery fragments, though excavation restrictions hindered progress. The episode also dives into the long-rumored connections between Oak Island and the Knights Templar, as new research suggests potential links to historical Freemasonry. As tensions rise and the team confronts a hazardous cave-in, their commitment to solving the centuries-old mystery is put to the ultimate test. Digging deeper into the Money Pit. The excavation team focuses on the TB1 shaft in the Money Pit, reaching depths of over 100 feet. Their efforts uncover several wooden timbers that appear to be remnants of an old tunnel, suggesting that past explorers may have come close to unearthing the treasure. Among the recovered artifacts is a wooden dowel, an indicator of older construction techniques that could date back to the original dig site. Another intriguing find is a piece of wood bearing the Roman numeral II, possibly a marker left behind by previous searchers. As they continue digging, anticipation builds that they may be closing in on the original Money Pit structure and its elusive vault. The Templar Connection and Lot 5 discoveries. Back at the War Room, Rick Laguna meets with researcher John Edwards and Freemason Scott Clark, who present evidence from historical texts that may link Oak Island to the Knights Templar and the Knights of Malta. The discussion highlights a map from ancient books resembling a vault-like feature previously identified in the swamp. The researchers also explore the influence of Freemasonry in Nova Scotia, which could suggest deeper ties between the island and secretive organizations. The possibility that biblical treasures could be hidden on Oak Island adds another layer of intrigue to their research. Meanwhile, on Lot 5, Marty Lagina, Gary Drayton, and Jack Begley use metal detectors near a circular stone foundation and unearth 2 copper nails. Artifact expert Carmen Ledge determines that the nails are ship-related and date back to between 1720 and 1760, further supporting theories of maritime activity on the island. A dangerous setback in the Money Pit. As the TB1 shaft reaches a depth of 160 feet, the team encounters an unexpected obstruction, forcing them to assess their next move carefully. They suddenly face a potentially catastrophic cave-in when they attempt to break through. The episode ends with the crew working to stabilize the site while considering how to proceed safely without jeopardizing their progress. Despite this setback, their determination to uncover Oak Island's greatest secrets remains stronger than ever, but whether they will find the elusive treasure is yet to be seen. As dawn broke over the windswept shores of Nova Scotia, a heavy mist curled around the branches of Oak Island's ever-watchful trees. It was supposed to be a routine day in the excavation of the legendary Money Pit, but for Rick and Marty Lagina, it would become anything but ordinary. Season 12, Episode 14 of The Curse of Oak Island delivered one of the most intense moments in the series' history, an episode that not only deepened the mystery but reminded everyone just how dangerous treasure hunting can be. After years of meticulous scanning, drilling, and theorizing, the team had narrowed their target to a spot just northeast of the garden shaft, where recent seismic scans indicated an unusual void at approximately 185 feet. This void was thought to be part of the original Money Pit collapse system, perhaps even the elusive treasure chamber that had evaded searchers for over 2 centuries. Spirits were high. The iron cage was lowered, safety crews were in place, and with the sun casting golden light on the island, the digging began. The massive hammer grab crane moved with rhythmic precision. As each load of soil and debris was lifted from the depths, Craig Tester and Charles Barkhouse stood nearby, reviewing historical maps, confident that the current dig site aligned with records from the Onslow Company's 1804 shaft. Hope surged among the team. Marty, visibly energized, paced between monitors and team members, cracking jokes but keeping his eyes on the data. As the grabber descended for its 42nd load of the morning, the crane operator radioed in a sudden shift in resistance. "It's not grabbing," he said. "Feels like it's sinking." Within moments, the cable quivered unnaturally and groaned under an unexpected strain. The winch strained as if being pulled into the earth itself. Alarm bells rang out, both literal and figurative. Rick immediately halted all operations. Geotechnical engineer Terry Matheson rushed to the edge of the pit and peered down. The soil had begun to collapse. The excavated shaft, weakened by years of underlying tunnels and cavities, had started to give way. A subterranean collapse was happening, live, in real time, and dangerously close to heavy equipment and crew. "We've triggered something," said Gary Drayton, his usual enthusiasm dampened by the seriousness of the moment. "It's like the island swallowing itself." Emergency protocols kicked in. The team scrambled back as the earth groaned and cracked. The edges of the pit crumbled inward, swallowing part of the staging area. The crane lurched to the side, though its supports held. Fortunately, no one was injured, but the message was clear. The island had just reminded them that it wasn't ready to give up its secrets. Once the site was stabilized and the team regrouped in the war room, tempers and adrenaline ran high. Jack Begley looked pale, still shaken. "That pit could have taken one of us," he muttered. "We were standing right there." Marty paced back and forth, arms crossed, deep in thought. "We've always known this wasn't just a treasure hunt," he finally said. "It's a battle, against time, against history, and against nature." Despite the danger, the collapse provided new data. Scans after the event revealed a rapid vertical drop, almost 10 feet, suggesting an empty chamber had finally caved in. This meant one thing: they were closer than ever to something hollow, something man-made. The sonar echo even bounced back with a faint but distinct signature: metallic. Possibly a box, a chest. That night, while most of the crew turned in, Rick and Marty remained by the pit, lantern light flickering on their weathered faces. Rick, the ever-persistent believer in destiny and mystery, spoke first. "Do you think it was a trap?" he asked, eyes fixed on the darkness below. Marty didn't answer right away. Finally, he said, "I think it's all a trap. The whole island. Whoever built this didn't want it to be found, and they were damn good at making sure of it." Meanwhile, back in the research center, Doug Krull began poring over 16th and 17th century mining documents, looking for mentions of intentional cave-ins or decoy shafts. One document stood out: a Spanish mining technique known as infierno profundo, a type of vertical trap designed to collapse upon interference. Could the Oak Island pit builders have employed a similar method centuries before anyone had imagined? The following day, safety assessments forced the team to install a perimeter and temporarily halt excavation in that shaft. But they weren't quitting. The collapse had revealed not only risk but reward. Underground cameras were snaked into the crevice left behind, and though murky, the footage captured something incredible: a beam. Square-hewn, unnatural, resting at an angle and seemingly propping up another chamber. "Timber like that doesn't belong 185 feet down," Rick said, pointing at the footage. "Somebody put it there." Perhaps the most striking moment came when the team reviewed a hyperspectral scan taken minutes before the collapse. The scan picked up a unique anomaly just beyond the pit wall: traces of gold and silver particles. They weren't just chasing shadows anymore. Something tangible lay inches beyond reach. As the episode closed, narrator Robert Clotworthy's voice carried the weight of the moment. After centuries of searching, after countless dead ends, has the team finally breached the defenses of Oak Island's most legendary trap? Or has the island simply opened another chapter in its endless game of cat and mouse? The final shot lingered on the collapsed pit, steam rising from the cold morning soil, as if the island itself were exhaling after a fierce defense. One thing is certain: Oak Island never gives up its secrets easily, and the deeper the team digs, the more treacherous the ground becomes. But so does the promise of a legendary treasure, waiting beneath centuries of lies, dirt, and death. And the Laginas aren't backing down. Not now, not ever.